Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Dreamers Game 1, where we are playing Yomi. This is turn 53. Let's jump into things. So, we don't have any research completed this turn. It's going to be another turn or two before we get to that. And, fortunately, there is no 6th throne captured by Helheim on this turn, so that's exciting. Kind of. It means that as we get closer to the end of the the nap period, which should be next turn, or the turn, it should be next turn, I think. Then, I feel like the target's painted more and more on us, and I'm not excited about it. So, let's go through all of our site searches, and surely this will be the turn where all of the site searching pays off. Okay, not with that augury, or that arcane probing, or that arcane probing, or that horospex, or that arcane probing, or that auspex, or that augury, or that horospex, or that augury, or that voice of Apsu, or that site search, or that site search. We goose egged. Big goose egg. Fuck me. I do, and I know people are gonna be, stop fucking remote site searching. It's a waste of gems. It is, unless you're specifically targeted like site searching, which is fair. But damn, normally I feel like we have better returns on investment than this. This is bad. This is real bad. So that's unfortunate. Also, not very many battles this turn. We have a single battle in Relothia and a single battle in Menace. So we attacked in Relothia. Little raiding party of clubs. Up against basically nothing. But our clubs are not very strong. So let's see if we fail. We did not fail, though it does look like we lost a person here or there. Yeah, we lost 4... Bakamona shows to that. Oof, that's a high attrition rate, but a win's a win. And then we got attacked in Menace, so gotcha. Shalim the Melkart, the Stinger Vine Shield variant, has gotten behind our lines. There's not going to be anything we can do here, so Iron Skin, Timber Flesh, easy peasy. Get that hero shot in the head. I guess he's wearing a helmet, so I guess it wouldn't matter. He's got a magical helmet. Oh, because he's got the horned helmet. I was like... I think they have helmets anyways, regardless. So, we lose a Menace. Easy peasy. Battles for this turn. 1 win, 1 loss versus Hinnom. First thing to go on the board is battles. That's not always promising. A couple of events. We've got a population, a rebirth event in Golem Range. We got another one in Scardian Vale. A handful of gems have been found in the shards of a broken mirror, so we got air gems +3 from White Forest. A damned merchant is offering her services in Strongdale, so that's cool. We'll take a look at that in just a second. And then a freak show happens in Zamiki. We get gold +140, so... Oh, and then in Pastina, we have a handful of magic gems that have been found in the prime of the season. A handful is 1 magic gem, apparently. Oof. So, Strongdale. Strongdale is a damned merchant, is actually a +1 blood slave site. So that's actually pretty cool. So, pretty happy about that. Pretty neat. So, for events this turn, we have air +3, blood income +1, gold +140, and nature +1 for gems. Very nice. Jot that down. And we have discovered a scout of Helheim's in Ghent, which Ghent is right here. So I am I'm expecting to get alpha'd next turn, basically. Okay, what are we doing as far as movement goes? Most of our movement is shoring up our eastern border. We are consolidating forces into Gray Mountains. Gonna have a couple of Oni. Not very much, though, so if he does decide to hit Gray Mountains, we're probably fucked there. That being said, I have a bunch of Swarm cast, prepped, etc., etc. So fingers crossed that we are able to hold out for one more turn and put up this palisade. That being said, with the thrones the way they are, I don't really think that Helheim is gonna go for a like spread of elfing me or something like that. I think he's gonna focus his forces on Pistena, and yeah, that's kind of the situation. So we are trying to consolidate a lot of forces into Pistena. We've got a bunch of lizard warriors coming in. We've got some mages coming in, and we're moving even more forces towards Pistena. So towards the generalized area, basically, to try to reinforce it if we can. So hopefully that is what happens. At least Pistena is a 250 wall integrity location rather than our normal scenario of 100 wall integrity, because we inherited this from Saramatia. That being said, I do know from reports of other players that Helheim is using Great Eagles, which I think are, yeah, Summon Great Eagles, Conjuration 6. So, I do know Helheim is using Great Eagles, so Great Eagles have a crazy high siege stat, so it's... If he throws, like, 20 Great Eagles at me, he'll pop this in a single turn without any problem. I don't even think it'll take 20. I think they have, like, 20 siege strength. So, take, like, 15 to pop this fort. And that's if he doesn't have anything else. So we're going to try to get what we can in here, and hopefully we'll be fine. But if he alphas us, this might go poorly pretty quickly. I probably should be moving this bigger force of Yomi over here, but I'm playing very greedily right now, so we'll see how it goes. I say I'm playing very greedily right now. Obviously, again, like, these are recorded after the fact, so I was playing very greedily at this point, and also I was playing, I think, out of town at this point, or I had a vacation right around this point, so I was still taking my turns, I was still doing things, but I was definitely in the scenario of like, look, I'm not that worried about it. What happens, you know, type of situation. But we'll see how it goes. Recruitment-wise, we have a Demon General that we are going to recruit over here in Black Harbor. This is to replace the Demon Generals that we've basically sent eastward towards Gray Mountains in order to float or control all of these forces over here, basically. Because we don't have anyone to lead the forces in the below. So that's one thing that we're doing. And then we also do Dione this turn as well. So one Demon General, one Dione as far as recruitment goes. And that's really all we could afford. Very excited, by the way, to have unrest low enough in Yomi to start recruiting Dione again. That's exciting. We have not had that for many, many turns ever since Hinnom marched into our capital, so that's been a big pain in the ass. What are we doing? We've got a couple rituals happening this turn. We have one Augury, one Auspex, one Voice of Apsu, one Arcane Probing, one Dark Knowledge. Just trying to finish up some of these site searchings in various locations. And then we are continuing with the 2 reanimations, one in Yomi, one in Pistena. Same reasons as previously. We're trying to build some chaff in Pistena, and we're trying to build a patrol force in Yomi so that we can... And chaff, honestly, because who knows, maybe Helheim decides to just hit our freaking cap. If they do, we're probably fucked as far as that goes. There's the rituals. I did that half-assed. My bad. And then forging, we are spread out all over the place, but we are doing our requisite 2 lightless lanterns. We're doing a storm spool because Helheim has access to a lot of thunder or a lot of lightning or a lot of air. My God, my brain is dead right now. Storm spools are relatively valuable in making sure that we are able to survive against things like lightning bolts or thunder strikes or things like that. So a storm spool. We're doing a shadow brand. Shadow brands are relatively effective at messing around with live troops. Dragon helmet, Scutad of Volturnus, and a ring of regeneration. So we've got all that going on. And honestly, that's kind of it. Oh, I didn't talk about movement for as far as like Hinnom goes. Sorry. So we'll touch base on that. So we're moving. We're trying to consolidate on the eastern front. On the western front against Hinnom, we're taking the plunge. This is risky, right? We are threatening the last 3 of his fortifications: Cormark, his capital at Hinnom, and then Merenni. By threatening any one of these, we are it's very likely that the one that he chooses to defend is going to be his capital, right? So I'm very likely to find the bulk of his forces here in Hinnom. So attacking him directly is probably not the greatest plan unless I am confident that we can beat him. And here's the thing. I am confident that we can beat an army from Hinnom. I am confident that my army versus Hinnom's army of, some Rephites and a fair amount of long dead and long dead Rephites, I'm confident that we can beat that. What I'm not confident in is beating 53 turns worth of mages from Hinnom, right? I don't know how good Hinnom's economy was. I don't know how well they have been doing for themselves. I don't know if they're going to have 20 armies here or 30 armies here or 50 armies here or 20 armies and 20 lizardmen shamans or what have you, right? Like, there could be a lot of mages here. That being said, I do have a fair little contingent of flyers. We have 5 different flyers here. So we've got that going on for us. And the hope there is that if we do run up against something, we're going to have our 2 big bodies, big infantry lines clash, right? Which ours should do fine against his. It's just a matter of, if his mage corps is allowed to just shoot at us, then we're probably fucked. The hope is that he's not going to be allowed to just shoot at us. We have 5 Diones that will go through a buff cycle and then fly into his backline, and it should be whack, that army's dead. Whack, that army's dead. Whack, that lizard shaman's dead. Like, we have very high attack skill. When we swing, we should hit. And we have very high damage. When we hit, we should kill more often than not, right? Like, unless Hinnom has hit something like Army of Lead, Army of Gold, or has stuff like Fog Warriors of Mass Regeneration, we are to the point to where I would expect to see 1 or 2 of those things in a battle like this. Obviously, we don't have them ourselves, so unfortunate. But I don't know. This is kind of going to be a crapshoot, and the only reason I am taking it is because preferentially I need this war to be over sooner rather than later. The longer we are at war with Hinnom, without having the benefits of Hinnom's land, right? The worse it is for us, and it's been pretty bad for us already. Like, we we have had good victories against Hinnom, obviously, right? But the war has been a drain. It's been nothing but a drain for us. So we need victory sooner rather than later to be relevant. And if we don't get victory sooner rather than later, it's basically the same as losing. So I am being a bit riskier than I probably need to be, but it's because I feel like the game might already be over with Helheim. And even if the game isn't over with Helheim, if I don't finish things up with Hinnom in the next, I don't know, fucking 10 to 15 turns, then things might as well be over for me, right? So, little dicey. We'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed. And I think that's pretty much it. Research-wise, we're not going to be Conjuration 7 next turn, so that doesn't really matter. Global enchantments are basically all the same. Although Eternal Pyre did go down. I wish there... Another thing. I like pointing out little things that I wish... or I think would make Dominions better. We get notifications, right? When a global goes up. There should be notifications for when a global goes down, right? Now, obviously, do your due diligence. Just go check the freaking global enchantments every turn. Okay, yeah, sure, fine, right? But it'd be nice to get a little thing that says, so-and-so has, the god of blah, 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 has lost control over the enchantment of whatever, you know? That would be cool to have that information just delivered to us. That'd be pretty neat. And it feels logical, right? Like, we get these announcements that the global enchantment goes up. Why wouldn't we get the announcements that a global enchantment goes down? And same thing, I think, for thrones, right? We get an announcement that a throne has been captured, but we don't get an announcement when a throne has been lost. I think that would be a really cool feature. And it makes sense in my mind because those are like political scale things. Those are global scale things. Like, that's the announcement to the whole world. Like, the whole world's concerned about globals and thrones, right? I'm talking outside of the game, right? Like, taking it from, like, a lore concept. The whole world, like the citizens of Ermor, the citizens of Helheim, right? Like, they would all be interested to know when this nation claimed a throne of ascension, or this nation put up this global effect, right? They'd also be interested to know, I'm sure, when those things were lost or faltered. Anyways, I think that's just an interesting thing that they should look into adding notifications for. And that's going to be the turn. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. I ramble on. Fuck me.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.